The video started with static, then a dimly lit room. A figure stood over a lifeless body, a blade in hand. The sound? Just the wet squelch of flesh being peeled away. No words, just slow, methodical mutilation. 2 minutes of horror, and then darkness. There's a killer on the loose. No one has seen him yet. The only record that we have about him is the 2-minute video he posted on the internet, where he slowly dismembered the body of Jane Doe. The police department named her so because when the body was finally retrieved, there was no face, no eyeballs, no thumbs, and therefore no fingerprints. There was no way we could put an ID on her, so we waited for any member of the public to announce a missing person, relative or friend. While we waited, another body turned up. Images and videos were splashed over the internet, and local news channels carried the story on their front pages. The heat from the mayor doubled, and the pressure from the public to solve these murders fell on me. 1,001 questions roamed in my mind. I was still trying to draw the relationship between the second body and the first, when a third one turned up. The killer seemed to be working overtime. Like the first and second bodies, we couldn't identify the third. People discussed the third body in hushed tones. Not only was this mutilated, but a gory video circulated of an abominable act being performed on the body. The mayor of the town didn't mince his words this time. He wanted the killer or our jobs. His words hung in the air as he left. My boss looked at me. "This is the first time this is happening in this town. I want this killer stopped before we have FBI agents swarming here. We have enough trouble from the local press already." His voice was tired. His eyes too. I sighed, saluted, and exited. No body turned up for a week. It was almost as if everything had gone back to normal. My investigation had gone far too. From countless nights of watching hours and hours of CCTV footage, to mapping out the whole town and studying the patterns and locations where the bodies appeared. There was constant communication with the police departments of the surrounding towns. They had nothing on their radar. 3 weeks passed, no killings. Unidentified bodies lay in the morgue. Words were put out asking people with missing relatives to submit DNA samples. An almost dead end. Then another murder occurred, this time right in front of me. A body dropped from an apartment building as I sat in the car waiting for Lana to head out for the night. She was one of the suspects that had popped up on my radar that I was investigating. A single mother who stayed alone. Child Protective Services had taken her daughter from her before she was sent to jail briefly. Neighbors reported her coming back home at odd hours. I heard the scream first before particles from her mangled body splashed on the trunk of the car. I froze. Did someone just jump to their death? I asked myself as I exited the car. It looked like suicide until I saw the body. It faced down as the skull appeared hollow. The brain was splashed all over the stony sidewalk. Shattered bones poked out from weird places in the body. As I bent down to look more closely, I noticed the hands. There were no thumbs. I quickly peered at her face. It looked raw. The face had been cut out. Immediately, my stomach churned, and I threw up. I didn't wait. I darted into the building, pulling my gun. The elevators weren't working, so I took the stairs. My heart pounded wildly as I jumped 3 steps at a time. My eyes kept looking upwards, waiting to see if I'd spot any movement. That was when it occurred to me. In my haste, I had left the radio in the car. There was no perimeter outside. I prayed, hoping the killer didn't think fast. As I got to the roof of the building, I was greeted with a camera still recording. A bloodied towel was on the ground, and just beside it, a thumb. I ran to the edge of the building, peeked, ran to the other side, peeked, and no sign of the killer. My knees gave way as I sat down. My hands shook slightly as I holstered my weapon. The scream from the dead woman kept ringing in my ears. Images of her mutilated hand and foot flashed in my mind. My eyes rested on the thumb and the towel. This could be the missing clue. The fingerprint came back as Lana's. She had brought him home the night before from the club. When footage was pulled from the club, I stared at the scene where Lana spoke with the man before exiting with him. Something about his hands, his sleeves rolled up the same way I'd seen before. But where? My mind raced, and then it hit me. Lana's apartment, the night Lana died. I had run down to radio headquarters. I remembered the man standing beside my car, watching me. His face barely registered then, just another bystander, or so I thought. But now, staring at the footage, I saw it clearly. His sleeves rolled up just like in the club. The same watch, the same stance. He had been right there, watching. We got our man, a banker on a mission to avenge his brother's murder. The attention the first murder video had gotten spurred him to commit another, and yet another. The fingers, toes, and faces of the other murdered women were recovered from his freezer. They all had one thing in common. They were single moms. The court case and sentencing happened really fast. Lethal injection. As the needle slid into his vein, the banker turned to me, grinning. "I am glad it's over, detective." His voice was calm, almost amused. I held his gaze, waiting for him to continue, but he didn't. His breath slowed, his eyes dimmed, and just like that, he was gone. The only thing I knew was his name. He didn't have any baggage on him. As for me, I still hear the scream of Lana as she fell from the roof. I still see her hollow skull and brains splashed all over the place. And to this day, I wonder what kind of demon would possess a man to make him act so. The end.